fellow citizens, I'd like to speak to you tonight about our future.
Today we stand on the verge of a new economic miracle.
The opportunity for everyone to hitch their wagon to a star and set out to reach the American dream.
A nation that thinks big, dreams bigger, and always reaches for the stars.
They made it more like Washington itself. Complicated, unfair, cluttered with gobbledygook and loopholes.
Our current tax code is burdensome, complex, and profoundly unfair.
Each of us will have a greater incentive to climb higher, to excel, to help America grow.
When government loosens its grip, there is no summit we cannot reach.
My fellow citizens, let's not let this magnificent moment slip away.
If you make your voices heard, this moment will be forever remembered as a great new beginning.
The American dream belongs to you.
And we are going to make the American dream, and that's the real dream. That will be the dream that you want for your children and your grandchildren once again.
You saw the similarities between President Trump's speech yesterday on taxes and President Ronald Reagan's speech back in 1985. Let's bring in presidential historian Doug Wead. Good to see you, Doug. How did you think the two speeches compared?
Yeah, that's no accident, Liz. It was a different time. We have to realize these two presidents are not joined at the hip, but they're both populists. Reagan was facing the Cold War and other challenges we don't factor in when we compare the economics. We also don't factor in, this was 5 years into Reagan's presidency, so Donald Trump's trying to pull this off in his first year. That's quite a feat. But both presidents had a suffocating mainstream media that hated them. Reagan was called a racist and a warmonger, and both inherited very poor economies. We tend to not appreciate how difficult the economy was that Donald Trump inherited because we're proud of ourselves having elected an African American as president. We don't like to knock him, Barack Obama, but this was 8 years of very slow economy, and we have to do something, and here we go.
Well, you actually spoke with President Reagan about his tax reform. Tell us about that.
Yes, it surprised me. It's his proudest moment. You would assume it would be the end of the Cold War, which saved humanity. But I asked him, of all the things that happened on his watch, what he was most proud of, and he said it was this tax reform, which we're trying to do right now. So that's interesting to me.
That's really interesting. Doug Wead, we love having you on the show. Come back soon.
Thank you, Liz.
Good to see you.